Would you consider yourself a person that helps or empowers people? I ask this question because most people don't know the difference between helping and empowering. Empowering means giving a person the grounds to stand on their own, and with helping, you're providing a solution that may not be a long-term one. A couple of weeks ago, when I was coming back from school, a boy who looked around 7 years old approached the car I was in. He started making hand gestures, trying to get my dad to buy something from him. He was begging. My dad, in his simple act of generosity, then pulled out 1,000 naira from his pocket, rolled down the window, and gave it to the boy. My dad's act was a good one, wasn't it? But I wasn't convinced. How could that 1,000 naira solve all the problems this boy might be facing? The 1,000 naira would probably only last him a day, and the boy would be back on the same streets making those same hand gestures. And maybe even after a whole day of working, he wouldn't get any help. All that goes for nothing. Well, I didn't just stop at thinking. I also did some research on why these so-called child laborers are on the streets instead of being in school somewhere. Trust me, I found my answers. So I found that people put them out who picked them from their parents, all in the name of helping. This simple finding helped open my mind to other aspects of child labor, as I'd always thought child labor is just hiring a maid or making a child do difficult jobs. The act of choosing to help over empower affects people in both developed and developing countries. According to the International Labour Organization, ILO, there are approximately 160 million child laborers worldwide, with them being between the ages of 5 and 17. So let's go back to my dad's act. It's easy to see that the help he provided was just time-based, and it wouldn't solve any of the major issues this boy might be facing. Therefore, what can we do to make sure that that child and the other children on the streets are on the other side of this situation, being the one inside the car with a happy life? Well, it's simple. Let's embrace the habit of empowering over helping. There's a saying that goes, don't give them the fish, teach them how to fish, and maybe even one day own that pond. That is empowerment. When I was still a baby crying in my cot, my mom's friend came to her, crying and begging. She was desperate for my mom to take her daughter in as help on a low pay. My mom agreed, but didn't take her in as help, but as her own daughter. The girl, in her simple gratitude, took care of me, and my family provided her with an exposure and education. Today, she's a successful young woman and a graduate. Imagine if all families did this. Imagine the millions of opportunities these children would have. Well, let's stop imagining. Let's make it a reality. Out of all the child laborers worldwide, a good number of them are girls. And most of these poor families send their sons to school and leave their daughters at home. Why isn't it the other way around? In fact, why aren't they both going to school? Over thousands of years, a stereotype has been built to make these girls think that they're only useful for certain things. These same girls are abused and subjected to making them only want to prepare for one thing: marriage. The saying goes, marry rich. Let's empower these girls. In fact, let's empower these children. As individuals, we can make a difference. We can choose to support companies that do not use child labor. We can support companies that promote ethical sourcing practices of empowerment. I myself would love to create an NGO to empower these less fortunate children and make people understand that we need to stop making time-based solutions. Thank you.